Come on in. What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler, and welcome to I didn't even know we needed this one, but I guess we do. The More They Talk Part 2 episode. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. If you like, leave a comment. If you don't like, leave a constructive comment. Why? Because constructive comments actually do help a brother grow. And we trying. We just slowed down a little bit, but we trying. So make sure you like, share, subscribe if you like. Like I said, leave a comment. If you don't like, leave a constructive comment. We trying to do some big things. We are. As I stated, this video is the part 2 to More They Talk. And I didn't know I was going to wind up doing a part 2 to the More They Talk. But evidently, I guess so. This comes from Fandom Wire. And some people have already covered this, but, you know, doing some other stuff. So I'm sorry. Johnny come lately. I'm here. But I'm here now, though. That's what matters. I'm here now. Nate Moore. Like I said, this comes from Fandom Wire. I want somebody who's hard on the material. Marvel producer Nate Moore reveals MCU's writers as fans hold it responsible for forgettable Phase 4. I guess I need to turn notifications off on this one, because this phone gonna be the drove me crazy. Essentially, though, remember what I said, the more they talk. I'm going to break down this article in a few. This is reported by Ariane Cruz, like I said, 9 days ago, Fandom Wire. Make sure I put the link in the comment section. Says here, growing up as a super fan of Marvel Comics, one might have dreamed of working for the giant studio and bringing to life all their favorite characters and stories. Many people behind the successful MCU movies are avid fans of the comics. But for Marvel producer Nate Moore, this is a huge red flag. Avid comic fans will always appreciate anything that is faithful to the source material. The general audience would not bother so much as long as it's entertaining. But sometimes writers have to deviate and generate new ideas to make the stories more compelling, relevant, and fresh. Let me go ahead and see about getting this thing down here. Because I guess I want to touch on it like this. Avid comic fans will always appreciate anything that is faithful to the source material. Not anything. No. Because we know the source material. You just can't give us anything. The general audience would not bother so much as long as it's entertaining. Now, that's a true statement. They don't give two damns. Crazy, because anti-recasters talk like they do give a damn, but they don't. You hit the nail right on the head. The general public, they don't care, long as it's entertaining. But sometimes writers have to deviate and generate new ideas to make the stories more compelling, relevant, and fresh. Let me help you with that one, Nate. I like to call myself an avid comic book fan. Captain America, the first Avenger. You say here, writers have to deviate. Well, I think it's safe to say that the writers of Captain America deviated from the origin story, right? They updated it, but they kept that origin story intact. Even included the android Human Torch in there and everything like that. Even put Gabe Brown in there. Even had, what's the dude name? Nick Fury's right-hand man, Jim Dugan, Dum Dugan. Even had him in there. So when you say writers, I'm an avid comic book fan. That wasn't too much of a stretch, Nate. I don't. It's almost like you saying comic book fans can't write movies for the general public, but non-comic book fans can write movies for the comic book fans. Let me say that one more time. It's almost like you're saying comic book fans can't write movies for the general public, but the general public can write comic book movies for the comic book fan. Ain't that what that sound like? I'm just, because you saying it's a red flag, right? I'm going to keep going here. Before I go, though, Iron Man. That story was updated, had new ideas on it and everything like that, because I remember the origin story. You know what Iron Man really went down, right? You know where because the Mandarin thing, you know, that thing, and then where he actually went down to Vietnam. We didn't do that. We put a fresh spin on it, right? Right. So what you're saying as a comic book fan when it did that, what you're saying is that in today's climate, knowing that we're fine with Vietnam, right? You're saying that a comic book fan would have just kept that story and made, that's almost like saying a comic book fan would have wrote Shang-Chi walk around here barefoot. I'm a comic book fan. I'm not finna write nobody walking around barefoot and bare-chested all the damn time. Like, the hell are we talking? But I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm an avid comic book fan. Let's keep going. I know what you mean. You mean new ideas like introducing Njobu? That's the fresh idea. The fresh idea saying that T'Chaka's brother was selling straps in Oakland. That's the fresh. That's the fresh idea. That's the new innovative fresh idea. Well, we got Fastos who's heterosexual and in an interracial relationship. That kind of checks a minority box in and of itself. It does. Like, that's something. But the fresh idea, instead of introducing a brand new gay character, we just make Fastos gay. Or you mean the new innovative fresh ideas where we give Okoye all of Io's lines? You mean that new innovative fresh idea? That one? I'm gonna keep going. Cause I know y'all probably like Theo. No, I'm gonna keep going in the paragraph. Marvel producer Nate Moore opts against MCU writers who are comic fans. I'm gonna tell y'all why he do that in a minute. Nate Moore, producer of Marvel films from Captain America to Winter Soldier, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. You mean the Winter Soldier? What was the fresh idea on that one? We updated it a little bit, brought it into the 20s, brought it into the new millennium and everything like that. Because I remember Bucky from the Winter Soldier in the comic books and everything like that. We kind of got that. I mean, I don't need nobody thinking. I don't know, because it basically in the comics, Sharon Carter shot Nick Fury. Well, shot Cap, right? That's how that went down. So basically all we did was we just switched out, and instead of having Sharon Carter shoot Cap, we had Bucky shoot Nick Fury. I read that storyline. I did. You saying a comic book fan couldn't adapt to that to get you Captain America and Winter Soldier? That's what you're saying? Because we already know in the comics Bucky brainwashed. So that's low key all you did. Like a comic book fan, an avid comic book fan couldn't have made that movie entertaining. Who's gonna introduce Dr. Faustus? We ain't even got him from the first movie, so I wouldn't introduce Dr. Faustus. No, that's saying a whole hell of a lot. You saying a comic book fan can't do what you're doing? I'm gonna tell you why you're saying that in a second. For more Tales fans, all the behind the scenes of Marvel's hiring process, and that includes being strict on employing die-hard fans. I'll tell y'all why he said that in a second. For me, one thing I think is interesting about Marvel's process, and specifically for writers, I would say a lot of times we're pitched writers who love Marvel, and to me that's always a red flag, because I go, oh, I don't want you to already have a pre-existing idea of what it is because you grew up with issue 15, and that's what you want to recreate. I want somebody who's hard on the material, who goes, what is this? I think there's a movie here, but maybe we should be looking at it this way. So what you're saying is comic book fans can't be critical of the comic book. Please see all Black Panther fans in regards to John Ridley's run. Please see all Black Panther fans in regards to Ta-Nehisi Coates' earlier run on Black Panther. You need to know we can be hard and but you know what? I'm going to tell you why you don't know that. It may seem a daunting move to deviate from the source material because the comics serve as the foundation of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. But over the years, these giant leaps of faith have become advantageous to the success of Marvel Studios. Really? Because I think Chris Hemsworth has an issue with, what the boy name? Taka. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the dude that, yeah, he don't even want to work with Marvel no more because of that. And I know the movie was very, very much entertaining to the general public. How did that movie do, though, as far as, like, critical reviews? Everything that's entertaining ain't good. I'm talking to my Black people. It also helps to notice that a single change in a character's detail or story or arc never Marvel a chunk of his fan base up until phase 4, because you got greedy with it. It's no secret that many aspects of Marvel movies have never been so accurate, Nick Moore also noted. The best example of that for me was Marcus and McFeely, who weren't comic guys coming up, but were like, wait, Captain America, this seems a bit weird. What if we kind of looked at it in this way? And they weren't married to anything. Nothing was, there was no, boy, you be loving to use these big words, sacrosanct. And I think that's important to be able to go, look, the source material is great and I love it. And comics work great in the medium, but they work great in the medium they were built in. But that's not a direct one-to-one translation to the best version of the movie. This might be a major deal breaker for some and a heartbreaking truth for fans. Many of these changes and modern approaches influence the flow of their comic counterparts. Take, for example, Nick Fury. He was originally white in the books, but Samuel L. Jackson's portrayal was so influential and compelling that Marvel used him as the basis for the succeeding issues. Is that how that went? No. Seriously, is that how that went? Let me read this again. Take, for example, Nick Fury. He was originally white in the books. This is true. But Samuel L. Jackson's portrayal was so influential and compelling that Marvel used him as the basis for the succeeding issues. Is that how that went? You sure it wasn't where in the Ultimates they drew Nick Fury more like Samuel L. Jackson, and Samuel L. Jackson was about to get on Marvel's ass about using his image and likeness, and they cast him as Nick Fury? I'm just asking because I got this article right here. See, this is why it pays to read comic books. And I'll make sure I put the link to this article in the comment section as well. Let's go here, because see, this is from Den of Geek. It's dated April 8th, 2022. Samuel L. Jackson is the ultimate Nick Fury MCU writer. The star of the Disney Plus MCU series sequel. I don't want to go read all that, but let's just go here. Like so many things related to Marvel, it all started in the Ultimate Universe. In issue 4 of the Ultimates, team members fan cast each in a movie adaptation of their lives. When asked about his pick, Fury responds, Mr. Samuel L. Jackson, of course. The line written by Mark Miller referenced the fact that penciler Brian Hitch used Jackson as an inspiration for this new version of the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Appropriately, Hitch's drawings helped lead to Jackson being cast as Nick Fury for Iron Man in 2008. Taking the place of David Hasselhoff, who played the character in a 1998 TV movie. I'm going to go back to what I was saying before, because I think that dispels the fact. People going to lie if you don't do fact checks, but I just want, I know those of y'all that's rocking with me like I'm rocking with y'all, I know y'all already knew that the comic that they drew Nick Fury as Samuel L. Jackson, which got Samuel L. Jackson, hey, boy, look, I need that change. I need this role. They gave him a role. But if you don't know, because you're not an avid comic book fan, it's just a general audience, you'll go along with what anybody tell you and quote that it's true while ignoring what the avid comic book fans know. It's kind of like one of them things where it's like, if the comic book is the Bible, then the avid comic book fan would be what? The disciple. And you as the general audience would be, I ain't saying, I'm just saying. So let's keep that thing going here, because I want to make sure I stay on point. Let's get to because we didn't get that out of the way. We didn't get that out of the way. This should not discourage aspiring writers to give up on their dreams. Why go work for somebody who just going to keep lying to you? Because all I keep coming across is lies. Think of it as a challenge to see through and beyond what is already Think of it as a challenge to see through and beyond what is already laid out on the table. Clearly, Moore wants to say that comics are a source of inspiration, not a manual to be followed strictly. Well, gosh darn, who knew that? We didn't know that. So comic book fans, avid comic book fans, don't know that. We don't know that. Let me help y'all out. This is why I titled this video today, The More They Talk. So based on Nate Moore's own statements, we can go ahead and get that out the way that Ryan Coogler is an avid comic book fan. Because Marvel's practices, they don't hire avid comic book fans, right? So that's that lie. Like I said, the more they talk, the more they talk. So let's go ahead and address that right there. That takes that knocks out any comment made before about Ryan Coogler being a Black Panther fan. That knocks out any comment made in the past about Ryan Coogler know anything about Black Panther. That should actually knock out anything about just believing Marvel, because Marvel don't know the writers, because we could just look at what She-Hulk, didn't nobody know what the hell they was doing with that one. Shang-Chi? Eternals? We definitely know they didn't know what the hell they were doing with the Eternals, right? Mark Spector, they didn't even want him to be Jewish in the damn show, right? Even though avid comic book fans know this dude is Jewish, right? Okay, guess what Nate Moore just told you? He's not a comic book fan either. He's not an avid comic book fan. He don't know the source material. You know why Nate Moore don't want avid comic book fans around him? Because Nate Moore would no longer be the smartest person in the room. See, it ain't just Nate Moore that feels that way. There's quite a few people when it comes to calling themselves comic book fans. They don't want to talk to somebody that actually knows something about the comics, because that would, how can I put it, in regards to the people that believe in them, in regards to the people that follow them, in regards to people that look at them as being knowledgeable about these characters like that. No, they would look at somebody else and be like, oh, damn, you don't know as much as that person. And that would hurt their authenticity. It would. It's a strong reason why we weren't able to get out the message in regards to who T'Challa is, who Black Panther is, what Wakanda is. Because long as the smart people and long as the insecure people, ignorant people, stupid people controlled the narrative, they never had to worry about those who were thirsting for the knowledge being educated by the smart people. And to a degree, why they say they want the character recast, they want you to fall in line recasting the character based off the strength of their limited knowledge. They don't want to work hand in hand with everybody else, which is crazy, because in Wakanda, we all work with each other. I say we because even though it's fictional, that's what the story is in Wakanda. Everybody working together. That's what T'Challa was about. That's what everybody was about, except for the Jabari tribe, because they went off and did their own thing. Listen, I ain't gonna keep y'all long. We at 6:31. I hope everybody had a happy holiday, regardless of whatever you call it. I hope you spent the time with loved ones, friends, family members, and everything like that. I'm gonna come back at y'all with another video today, because I gotta keep y'all going. Power Part 3. I think I gotta bring y'all that and everything like that. But before I go, make sure y'all click, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, we trying to do it. Let's get to 1,000. We trying to get there organically and everything like that. I can't grow without y'all. I can't get this knowledge out there without y'all and everything like that. So I'm banking on y'all. As long as y'all keep coming, saying, Theo, we making it do what it do, I'm gonna keep dropping this knowledge and everything like that. I'm gonna be the voice for not only T'Challa, Wakanda, but I'm gonna be the voice for Chadwick Boseman too. I think that brother, I know that brother deserves to have people speak his name. And when we talking about keeping legacies alive and everything like that, it's hard to kill the man's legacy if we keep his legacy front and center. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.